The Panthers remain on the north side of the border with 4 games left now in the 2026 season, and they will be in action tonight against an Ottawa Senators team that is going to come out with some fire as they need to pick up 2 points in a crucial playoff push, especially in a tight Eastern Conference. What's up, Florida Panthers Daily? I'm AJ Sheridan back here with you on a Thursday, February 9th. We've almost made it to another weekend, but more importantly, we've made it to Masters Thursday. That's how you know spring is in full effect. Usually gearing up for a playoff push. This year, most of my attention will be on Augusta, Georgia, glued to my TV on my couch for 8 hours a day for the next 4 days. Georgia, Georgia. Okay, I'll stop singing on that one. We'll break down a little golf and how it relates to the Florida Panthers coming up in just a little bit right here on Florida Panthers Daily. If you're new here, Florida Panthers Daily, part of the Fan Arch community. We go 5 days a week breaking everything down about the Florida Panthers, game previews, game breakdowns, post-game reactions, keeping you updated on the standings around the whole NHL, the lottery updates as the Panthers continue to push for a top 10 pick. We do it all. We give it all to you Monday through Friday. Every single day, videos posted at 11 right here on our YouTube channel. And it would mean a lot if you can go ahead, drop down below, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button for us. Leave some comments, because coming up tomorrow, I am going to be responding to all the comments that we've got throughout the week, talking about maybe some of the failures that has been part of this Florida Panthers season, and it not just being all about the injuries, about it being some other underlying aspects of this Florida Panthers team. That's what you guys were saying down in the comments, and we couldn't do any of this without you, so we appreciate when you comment on YouTube. Subscribe down below here on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, Apple Music, go ahead, leave a review, 5-star review, leave some comments wherever you watch us here on Florida Panthers Daily. My social medias are AJ Sheridan Radio. DM me, let me know what you're thinking about this Florida Panthers season. But we go every single day, Monday through Friday, right here on Florida Panthers Daily. And tonight, the Panthers remain in Canada on this 5-game road trip against the Ottawa Senators, who the Panthers played not too long ago on March 31st. Funny enough about these two teams, you know when you miss the playoffs by a few points, you always look back at a few games that you should have had. That might just be what the Ottawa Senators do if the chips don't fall their way at the end of the season. They currently hold that last wildcard spot in the East over the Columbus Blue Jackets and Detroit Red Wings. But the Panthers and the Senators have met 3 times this year. The Florida Panthers are undefeated in 2026 against the Ottawa Senators. I wonder, I got to go back and I'll find the answer for this. How many teams the Panthers are undefeated against this year in the Eastern Conference? Not the teams out west where you only play them twice. How many teams are the Florida Panthers undefeated against? If you know the answer, comment down below here on Florida Panthers Daily. First game was all the way back in 2025 in October. That was a 6-2 win for the Cats. That was still when the Panthers were playing some good hockey. They still had a lot of bodies that were in the lineup every single night, and you weren't mixing and matching in what it felt like now every single game. You don't even know who will be in the lineup, whether it is injuries or whatever reason. Then again, they met right after the new year, January the 10th. That one was also up in Ottawa. Panthers' only other trip to Ottawa this year. That was a 3-2 win for the Cats. So again, Panthers having success against this Ottawa team. And then the Senators just a week and a half ago, Panthers won 6-3. They jumped out early in that one. Last time these two teams played, we mentioned how important it is for the Ottawa Senators to get to that 3-goal number. And when they do, they are really good. But last time the Panthers jumped out to such a fast start that Senators got to 3. But it didn't matter because the Panthers were already over 3 goals. But in those first 2 matchups, the Senators were held to 2 goals. We mentioned they get to 3. They are a very good hockey team. Around 4, where are they around? They're around, I believe, 750 win percentage when they get 3 goals or more. They are a good team at home too. 21-12-6. The Senators are at home. And we've mentioned the Panthers' struggles everywhere this year. Well, the Panthers back now at 500. Not good. Probably going to finish the year under 500. Hopefully at this point. We're not rooting for losses. We still root when we turn on the game. But if we finish under 500, it's not the worst thing in the world. 37-37-4 right now. The Panthers come into this one at 16-22-1 on the road. So they're still playing meaningful hockey. And the Panthers, well, they're not. They're on a skid, losing 6 of the last 8. 6 straight losses on the road. So if you're a Senators fan, are you sitting here on this Thursday, April 8th, kind of thinking, oh boy, they've lost 6 in a row on the road? This Panthers team is too good to do that. We haven't beat them all year. If you're a Senators fan, that's what you're saying. They're coming into your barn tonight inside in Ottawa, and you expect inside the Canadian Tire Center, and you're thinking maybe, here we go again. I know there's been a few teams over the years in South Florida when the Marlins aren't good. They used to do that to the Phillies, and it's just when a team has your number, that team may just have your number. So, Senators fans may be a little worried. If you're watching here on Florida Panthers Daily as a Senators fan, let me know. Are you feeling that way? Because I think I would be if my team was holding on to that last wildcard spot, and here comes the back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions. I don't care how bad they are. They've beat us already 3 times this year. I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm shaking in my boots. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm watching every pass of the puck in this one with a little bit extra nerves as the Panthers stroll on up into Ottawa. We'll get into my best bet coming up in just a little bit, and well, you may not like it if you are a Florida Panthers fan, but that's what we got to do here. We got to give you the honest truth as we go every single day, Monday through Friday, right here on Florida Panthers Daily. Now we're going to talk about some golf. I mentioned the Masters are underway, and man, probably my favorite 4 days of sports outside the first 4 days of March Madness. I think they're 1A and 1B. You got the Stanley Cup playoffs, but that's an every other day game if your team's playing in it. The Masters, March Madness, it's constant action all day long where you can just sit on your couch, sit back, and enjoy. And I play a lot of golf. I'm wearing my Augusta green here today on Thursday, April 9th. And it's funny because they always say retired or high school baseball players and retired or high school hockey players is what makes up the golf community. A lot of people have stereotypes of what is a golfer, what isn't a golfer. And well, I'll just tell you, that stereotype that probably you have in your head right now lives up to it a lot of times. But a lot of it is just those hockey players that are out there to have a good time. Shoot the you-know-what with your friends out on the course and just enjoy it. And the hockey and baseball background, the hand-eye coordination all coordinates well to being a pretty good golfer. And well, a lot of Florida Panthers do like teeing it up. I mean, you got Carter Verhaeghe. He's played in multiple charity events, tournaments. You see that a lot. Matthew Tkachuk. He was at the TGL not too long ago. He was with Tiger Woods showing off his gold medal, what he just won in the Olympics, showing it off to some of the golfers. Of course, moving from up north down to South Florida, you're going to get into hockey, or you're going to get into golf. That's what you got to do when you get this weather in Florida. You can play year-round. There's a reason people are snowbirds down in South Florida. Sam Reinhart, he was famous last year when the Panthers won their second Stanley Cup for going and using the Stanley Cup trophy as a ball marker on the green. I mean, you also got Alexander Barkov. I've heard people who have seen him out on the course. You always see him at the Panthers charity events. I mean, it was just hockey players love golf. It's more competitiveness. All these players are so competitive, especially the names that I mentioned. Carter Verhaeghe, Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart, Alexander Barkov. Those really are the top 4 Panthers that do like to get out on the links and have a good time. Carter Verhaeghe even had an eagle at the Florida Panthers golf tournament last year for their charity. So these players love it. I love it. I hope that's what you're doing over these next few days. You got the Panthers at night, but go ahead and throw on a little bit of Georgia. I told you I was done singing, but that song has been stuck in my head all week long, and I don't think it is going anywhere. Speaking of not going anywhere, well, the Panthers aren't going to the playoffs this year, looking more at the draft lottery. We will look at that and update that again tomorrow after the game here tonight against the Ottawa Senators, just where the Florida Panthers do sit in the draft lotto standings at that point, because, well, the standings for the playoffs, the Panthers are dead last in the Atlantic Division with the E next to their names in the standings. I mentioned the Senators currently hold that final wild card spot. Well, 5 teams from the Atlantic Division currently hold wild card spots. Panthers with 78 points would still be maybe not in the thick of things, but in contention in the Western Conference. 84 points the second wild card spot team has there. I mean, everyone that's still alive in the Eastern Conference would be in the wild card spots in the Western Conference. That type of year, it's why it's professional sports, it's why divisions matter, it's why conferences matter, and it's why sports are fun, because you can get one of those teams that just sneak in, maybe like the Panthers a few years ago, and they could come on and make some noise as we approach the summer months here when hockey starts to mean just a little bit more. Now, I mentioned my best bets of the day coming up, and I mentioned the Masters. I mentioned the game tonight with the Panthers. Well, I like Senators in regulation in this one if you want to stick strictly to hockey. But if you're watching this early enough still, my outright winner at Augusta for the Masters is Xander Schauffele. I like him and Matt Fitzpatrick, but I think Xander Schauffele will get it done this week. A lot of the Cats, I'm sure, will be watching the Masters on their flights or wherever they are as they prepare for these games, as they still look to finish the season strong, just like we go strong every single day, Monday through Friday, right here on Florida Panthers Daily. Let me know who you have winning the Masters down below. Let me know if you think the Cats have a way to go for the season sweep against the Ottawa Senators tonight. We couldn't do any of this without you right here on Florida Panthers Daily, part of the Fan Arch community, Monday through Friday. So go ahead, subscribe down below, 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple Music, and leave some comments, because tomorrow we will be going over and reacting to some of your comments down below right here on our YouTube channel. Until tomorrow, Florida Panthers Daily, I'm AJ Sheridan. AJ Sheridan Radio is where you can find me on social media. Until tomorrow, Cats in action tonight. Let's go, Cats.